Most people think happiness is a destination, but what people don't realize that happiness is a journey, it's an experience, it's an emotion. And like any emotion, and like a muscle, it takes practice to build, to get stronger. I'm Thomas Edwards, creator and author of The One-Up Effect, helping high-performing professionals who have families have fun becoming their most complete self through purpose, play, passion, and performance. In this video, I'm going to share with you the 5 ways you can build the muscle of happiness so you can experience happiness every day. Here's the thing about happiness. If we don't practice it, if we don't spend time growing and developing it, just like any muscle that's on our bodies, it'll atrophy, it'll get weak, and it'll become harder to rebuild those muscles. And so the way to continue to build these muscles, keep them strong, keep them fresh, keep them active, is by practicing certain principles that can trigger the emotion of happiness. So I'm going to share with you 5 key things that can help you practice this every day. The first tip is all about accepting yourself. Not just the good parts, but the parts that you don't necessarily like so much. I don't like to call it the bad parts, because oftentimes we want to hide away from the bad parts. And even though there are things that we may not necessarily like about ourselves, when we're able to really accept all of who we are, we find ourselves going through life a lot happier, because whatever happens, whatever parts of ourselves come out, we don't have a strong emotional attachment, and instead we have an appreciation and a love for all of who we are. The second tip is by staying connected. We can find ourselves drifting away, being isolated, not on purpose. Sometimes we're just so focused on what we're doing, we're so caught up in what we do day to day that we forget that part of life is about the people, places, and experiences that can inspire and bring out that happiness. And so the best way you can do it is to stay connected. Send a text to someone that you care about. Go to a place in your house or outside of your house that allows you to feel a sense of happiness, and make sure that you have experiences in your life, both every day and things that you can plan that you know you're going to be able to enjoy. So you get that reminder that life is meant to be enjoyed. Tip number 3, try to remove judgment of people, but especially of yourself. We're not perfect. No one is. And oftentimes we go through life and we are bound to make mistakes. Now, it might be easy or easier to remove judgment for other people, but in my personal experience, I found it very difficult to remove judgment from myself. I hold myself to a high standard, and when I don't meet that standard, it can be very disappointing, and it could lead to the kind of self-talk that, I'll just say, if there was an equivalent to a physical expression, I'd be beating myself to a bloody pulp. And the truth is, if I can remove that judgment, all that's left is compassion, love, self-empathy, understanding, and knowing that while I can and will still make mistakes because I am human, I know I have the capacity to learn from them and do better the next time. 4th tip on happiness is to acknowledge the bright side. Now, this is not always see the bright side or be in the bright side of things, because let's face it, times can be rough and they can be challenging and they can bring some dark elements to it. But if it's all we notice, if it's all we allow ourselves to be in, it's a recipe for being stuck in the darkness without any clue or even any motivation of trying to get out of it. This is not about just placing yourself in the bright side, because that could be forced and you might not feel comfortable or might not want to do that because you're feeling your feelings inside the darkness, which is totally valid. What I'm saying is acknowledge that there is a bright side that exists, even if you can't see it or even want to be in it. Just acknowledging it will allow you to know that there is a path that can get you from the dark into the light. And when you're ready, you'll know that it exists and probably know exactly where it is. And the 5th and my favorite practice of happiness is practicing gratitude. Once again, we get caught up in what we're doing day to day, and we can fail to remember where we've come from. It wasn't too long ago where my life was on the verge of being in total ashes. And in fact, there are a lot of parts of my life that were just ashes because I burned everything down. And to be where I am today and being able to reflect on and see how far I've come, I can really be grateful for where I am now. I can be grateful for the journey that I took to get here, even though there were many challenges along the way. I can be grateful for what I presently have, even though I'm very motivated and ambitious towards going after what it is that I want. Practicing this gratitude can keep me happy on the journey going towards living a better life, becoming a better person. It's very easy to get caught up in getting to where we want to be, knowing that we're not there and feeling unhappy. Studies have shown that when we set a goal, the moment we set the goal and are active towards getting it, we are actually unhappier on the way to get there. One thing we can do to subsidize that unhappiness is by practicing gratitude for where we are right now on the journey, what is around us, the people, the places, the experiences that we get to have, the bodies we get to have. There's so much more we can practice gratitude over. It'll help us maintain the level of happiness no matter what goal we've set for ourselves and no matter how far we've come down the path. But this is what I think. I want to hear what you think. Comment below. Let me know what your tips for happiness are. What are some things that you do that keep you on track to maintain happiness? And what are some tips that you can provide other people that are looking for inspiration? Comment below. Let me know what you think. Please like, subscribe, hit that bell, get notified when we put out videos, which happen almost every single day. And if you found this video interesting or inspiring, please share it with someone who might find this interesting or inspiring too. I'd love to hear what they have to say and get them in on the conversation. And if you would like the exact process and science behind leveling up all areas of your life, including health, wealth, self, and romance, without sacrificing professional ambition or personal happiness, please go to thomasedwardsjr.com. Once again, this is Thomas Edwards reminding you to make life a game that you can win and have fun playing. Until next time, I'll see you around.